Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are decoding the blueprint of, well, you. Now, when you hear the word numerology, you probably immediately picture a crystal ball, maybe some mystical fortune-telling, right? But what if we looked at it from a completely different angle? Rooted in ancient mathematical philosophies, like those from our old friend Pythagoras, numerology has actually been used for centuries, and not as magic, but as a map. According to the sources we're exploring today, this whole system is way less about predicting your future, and so much more about understanding your deepest tendencies, your hidden talents, and the core lessons you're actually meant to learn in this lifetime. It's just a fascinating system that uses numbers to map out the unique, vibrant energies that make you, well, you.
Okay, let's dive into this agenda. We're going to cover quite a bit of ground today. First, we'll explore your personal blueprint. Then we'll literally do the math in calculating your numbers. After that, we break down digits 1 through 4, which we call the builders, and digits 5 through 9, the seekers. Then we'll tackle the heavy hitters, the master numbers, before finally wrapping up with how you are the architect of your life.
Section 1. Your personal numerology blueprint. Discovering your core. Think of this as getting the keys to your own internal operating system.
So I really want you to think of numerology as a kind of personal code. It's almost like your spiritual DNA. Just as your physical DNA dictates your eye color or your height, numerologists believe your core numbers dictate your psychological and spiritual makeup. To decode this blueprint, we look at a few key calculations. First, and arguably the most influential of the bunch, is your life path number. This comes directly from your date of birth, and it reveals your deepest lessons and ultimate destiny. Next, derived from your full birth name, you get your hands number. This represents your acquired talents and your ideal career paths. Take just the consonants in your name and boom, you've got your legs number, which shows your outer personality and how you mingle in social settings. And finally, your actual day of birth acts all on its own as a minor heart number, revealing those innate gifts you were just naturally born with. So your name and your birth date hold very distinct energetic vibrations that, when put together, tell your complete story.
Section 2. Calculating your core numbers. Doing the math. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how we put these concepts into practice.
While there are several core numbers you can find, the life path number really is the anchor of the whole system. So let's look at the practical toolkit for calculating it correctly, because there's a very specific method to ensure you don't accidentally miss any crucial numbers along the way. Let's use the exact example from the source material, October 22nd, 1980. Step 1, you reduce the month to a single digit. October is the 10th month, right? So 1 plus 0 equals 1. Step 2, reduce the day. The day is 22, but wait right there. We actually leave it as a 22. I'm going to explain exactly why in just a second. Step 3, reduce the year. 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 0 equals 18. You keep reducing that down, so 1 plus 8 equals 9. Finally, step 4, add those three results together. 1 plus 22 plus 9 equals 32. Reduce that one last time, 3 plus 2 equals 5. So for this birthday, the life path number is 5.
Okay, so why in the world did we leave that 22 alone earlier? This brings us to the master number rule, and it is absolutely crucial you remember this. You must never reduce the numbers 11, 22, or 33 during any of your calculations. See, if you just lazily add a string of numbers straight across, you might accidentally reduce a master number down to a 2, a 4, or a 6. If you do that, you are completely hiding its immense power and the very unique challenges it brings to your chart. So always reduce the month, day, and year separately first.
Section 3. Digits 1 to 4. The builders. This is all about establishing the foundation of our world.
Now that we actually know the math, let's explore what these numbers mean for you. The first 4 single digits represent the absolute foundational building blocks of human personality. Let's walk through the first 3. Number 1 is the pioneer. It is fiercely independent and innovative, but because it's so driven, it can sometimes come off as a bit forceful, or, ironically, prone to deep self-doubt. Contrasting this directly is number 2, the peacemaker. This is a very cooperative, feminine force. Number 2 is highly intuitive and unifying. It seeks harmony above literally everything else. Though, of course, this means they can sometimes be a bit indecisive or easily hurt. Then we have number 3, the creator. This number is all about joyful expression, pure optimism, and charisma. These are your artists and your natural communicators. But without a focus, all that amazing energy can get totally scattered and distracted.
When looking specifically at the number 1, the sources really emphasize its relentless pushing momentum. To perfectly encapsulate this driving force, consider this quote: "Why stand still when you could advance?" A number 1 doesn't sit around waiting for opportunities to knock. They bulldoze the obstacles and literally create their own luck.
Now, let's focus on number 4.
There's actually a really surprising fact about the number 4. In many Asian cultures, there's a genuine fear of it, a phenomenon known as tetraphobia, simply because the number sounds like the spoken word for death. But in Western numerology, the number 4 is the ultimate rock of stability. Its strengths lie in being incredibly practical, unfailingly loyal, and completely service-oriented. They are the dependable, hard workers that keep the lights on for the rest of us. However, that intense desire for stability definitely has a flip side. Number 4s can sometimes become overly dogmatic, super rigid in their thinking, and, let's just be completely honest, sometimes a little bit dull if they stubbornly refuse to embrace any new experiences.
Section 4, digits 5 to 9, the Seekers. Let's move to and see how this builds into expanding our horizons.
So, while 1 through 4 establish our solid foundation, 5 through 9 represent expansion, adventure, deeper connection, and the pursuit of higher wisdom. Let's look at the core drives of 5, 6, and 7. Number 5 is all about adventure. These folks are masters of change who crave ultimate, unrestrained freedom. Strict routines are basically their kryptonite. Number 6 is driven purely by harmony. They are the ultimate caregivers, radiating unconditional love and acting as literal pillars of support for their families and their communities. Number 7 is the seeker of knowledge. Think of the Hermit card in a tarot deck. The 7 is highly introspective, an eternal spiritual student who just loves to analyze the deeper, hidden truths of the universe. They often prefer a quiet solitude to sit back and figure things out.
Speaking of that ultimate caregiver, the sources note that number 6 teaches us the importance of creating a sense of peace and serenity. It's truly a beautiful, nurturing, and balancing energy. If you happen to have a strong 6 in your chart, you likely have an incredible, almost magnetic capacity for empathy and a talent for creating a safe haven for everyone you love.
Rounding out our single digits, we have 8 and 9. These two represent very, very different types of ultimate life goals. Number 8 is the achiever. This is an incredibly intense, goal-oriented energy, focused laser-tight on material success, relentless hard work, and financial abundance. They want to accomplish massive things and see tangible, real-world rewards. On the completely opposite end of that spectrum is number 9, the sage. The 9 represents completion, deep emotional wisdom, and totally expansive compassion. The 9 doesn't feel any need to prove itself materially. It has already fought through all the challenges of the previous numbers to gain profound spiritual awareness. Their ultimate goal is meant to be supporting and advising others.
Section 5, 11, 22, 33, Master Numbers. Get ready, because this is where we tap into the higher vibration.
Up until right now, we've basically looked at foundational everyday lessons. But what about those double-digit numbers we were explicitly told never to reduce? Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the distinct leap in energy that happens here. While single digits, 1 through 9, deal with foundational personality traits and everyday life lessons, master numbers, the 11, 22, and 33, vibrate at a much, much higher and more intense frequency. They offer absolutely immense spiritual potential, sure, but they also come with a remarkably heavy burden. Having a master number in your core chart means you are tasked with a profound life purpose that goes far beyond just your own personal bubble.
Let's break down these unique gifts and, more importantly, their challenges. 11 is the intuitive. They possess almost psychic-level abilities and an incredibly intense emotional awareness. But their battle is with deep, often paralyzing worry and self-doubt. 22 is the master builder. They have the unparalleled ability to take wild, seemingly impossible dreams and turn them into concrete realities for the betterment of the world. But this immense, sweeping ambition can often feel like a crushing weight on their shoulders. And 33 is the master teacher. This is a very rare path of ultimate altruism and profound spiritual healing, though the challenge for them is navigating extreme empathy without falling into total self-sacrifice. For all master numbers, it's a rule. Leaning into their life purpose is non-negotiable. Turning away from these immense gifts often leads directly to deep, unrelenting inner turmoil.
Section 6, Architect of Your Life, Taking the High Road. Let's bring all of this together.
So, we've fully decoded the blueprint. We know the math, we know the numbers, but what does this actually mean for how you live your everyday life? Let's bring this full circle. So the crucial point is this. Numerology reveals your core tendencies, not some inescapable doomed fate. As we've clearly seen, every single number has light and dark, positive and negative traits. The 1 can be a brilliant innovator, or they can be a bully. The 6 can be a loving caregiver or a passive suffering martyr.
The sources are absolutely clear on this. You possess ultimate free will. The numbers simply hand you the energetic toolkit. You are the master architect who chooses exactly how these energies are going to manifest. Life is going to give you the situations regardless, but you always decide whether to take the high road or the low road.
Which brings us to the most important question of all today. How will you choose to express the highest vibration of your personal numbers today? I highly encourage you, as soon as this is over, to take your birth date, do the little bit of math we learned today, and discover what your personal blueprint actually looks like. What are your core strengths? Where are the edges where you can grow? The blueprint is sitting right there, just waiting for you to decode it.